Hello everyone, welcome to this session on cybersecurity. In this session, we are going to look at what is cybercrime and what is information security. We will also look at what is cybersecurity. So, you can see here on the screen the definition of cybersecurity is protecting or defending against the attacks on cyberspace. So, we have already seen what is meant by cyberspace. It is like a virtual environment when you are connected to the network. Okay, so when you are connected to the network, there is a chance for attackers to attack your resources, I mean assets. So protecting your assets against the attacks is called cybersecurity. Okay, right. And then we have the term called information security. So the definition is a little bit lengthy, so you can see here protection of information and information systems from unauthorized access, unauthorized use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destruction in order to provide the following services. And these services are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay, so I would like to explain these words here with an example. So let's consider our old example, that is an attacker gains access to the data in the database. So the attacker is basically able to access the database. So in that case, attacker gaining access to the database can be treated as unauthorized access. Okay. So unauthorized means the attacker is not supposed to access the database directly. So it is called unauthorized access. And then what is this unauthorized use is, for example, the attacker after gaining access to the database, let's say he is trying to log into an account by using the username and password from the database. Okay, that is treated as use, unauthorized use. And disclosure means, so the attacker after accessing the database, let's say he is selling or keeping all those records in the database on the internet. Okay, like for example dark web. So that is called disclosure. And disruption means, mm, now the attacker is not trying to access the database. Let's say he is not successful to access the database. So what the attacker can do is, the database will run on a server, right, on the internet. So using specialized tools, the attacker can send junk traffic, that is garbage, junk traffic to the server and making the server non-functional. Okay, so that is called disruption. The attacker is trying to prevent the server from normal operation. That is called disruption of the service. And modification. Let's say the attacker, after gaining access to the database, he is modifying the passwords of some users. That is called modification. And last one is destruction. Now the attacker, what the attacker is doing is, he is deleting all the data in the database. Now that is called destruction. Now what happens to the company when the database is gone? Their reputation will be lost and they will be out of operation. Okay. So to protect against all these things on your assets, your system should provide these services: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So these three are collectively called as the CIA triad. So triad means three. So CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and A for availability. So let's start with this confidentiality. Confidentiality means preventing unauthorized access. Okay, so confidentiality means preventing unauthorized access of data, or you can in general say assets. And integrity means mm, preventing unauthorized modification of the data. Okay, that is integrity, preventing unauthorized modification of data. Confidentiality is about access, and integrity is about making modifications to the data or the asset. And finally, availability is preventing disruption of the service. Okay, so let me take some simple examples of how can all these three things be achieved. So confidentiality is generally achieved through usernames and passwords. Okay, so if you take any website, for example, Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, etc., you will have username and password. So only the person who knows the username and password can access those accounts. Okay, so that is confidentiality. So you are preventing from unauthorized access. Other ways of uh, achieving confidentiality are encryption, and you can use biometrics like fingerprint or retinal scan, etc. And after that, integrity. Integrity is achieved through something called mm, hash hash techniques. Okay, or you can say hashing. Mm, so what happens in this hashing technique is, I will consider an example. Let's say you are downloading a software from the internet. Okay, so when you download some software, generally most of the websites, when they provide the download, they will provide something called hash. So hash is just a string of characters. So the length of the string can vary based on the hashing algorithm. So when they provide the download, they will also provide the hash. So what is the use of that hash is, once you download the software from the internet, if you give the software as input to the hashing algorithm, you will get the same hash which is mentioned on the website. Okay, in that way you can be sure that no one in between the server and your system has modified the software. Okay, so hence integrity of the software or data is preserved. Okay, and availability. So as in the previous slide I have told you, disruption. So the attacker can send junk data or junk traffic to the server to make it shut down or restart. Okay. Uh, so to prevent such kind of thing, what you can do is you can maintain multiple servers. Let's say backups. Okay, backups. So when you have multiple servers, even if one server goes down, another server can process the request and serve the users. Okay. So this is very important. CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And later they extended these services and they introduced some other things like authentication, authorization, and non-repudiation. Okay. So authentication means this is for identifying the users. Okay, identifying legitimate users, generally done through usernames and passwords. And once the user is authenticated, the next thing that is checked for is authorization. So it is common in websites to have different types of users like normal users, moderators, administrator, or if you consider colleges, you can have teachers, okay, non-teaching staff, and administration staff, and let's say principal. Okay. Uh, So if you consider teachers, they should be able to see details of maybe other teachers or students. Okay, so there is no need for teachers to see the details of non-teaching staff or administration people. Okay, so that comes under authorization. Which areas of the application can the user access? That is called authorization. And non-repudiation is uh, once the user performs or does something, the user should not be able to deny that I didn't do that thing or event or whatever. Okay, that is called non-repudiation. For example, let's say user A has sent an email to user B. Okay, at a later point of time, user A cannot say that no, I didn't send this email. Okay, so that is called non-repudiation. And we will end this session with the difference between cyber security and information security. So you can see in both information security and cyber security, we have the common thing called ICT. Okay, information and communication technology security. So ICT means information and communication technology, all the digital information. So you can see here information based assets stored or transmitted using ICT. Generally, it is through network. Okay. And on the left hand side, we have information security. On right hand side, we have cyber security. So what falls in this region? So you can see here information based assets stored or transmitted not using ICT. Now, what can be the examples of information assets which are not digital or which are not connected to the internet? So we have file cabinets, right? File cabinets. So you can store physical files by writing on paper and store them in file cabinets. Okay. So those things are examples of information based assets not using ICT. And similarly, what falls under this area in cybersecurity is non-information based assets. So concentrate on this non-information based assets that are vulnerable to threats via ICT. Now, what are non-information based assets? Think carefully. So in the middle part here in the ICT security, you will have all the computers, laptops, mobiles, file servers, database servers, everything comes under this ICT security. Then what about this part of the cyber security? Then cyber security includes all of these things plus this part. So examples of things which falls under here are CC cameras, that is surveillance cameras, printers which are connected to the network, okay, scanners, like that you can take anything which are connected to the internet but are not information based assets. They are generally used for specific purpose, okay, like if you take this printer, it is used for printing, okay. So providing security for these things, non-information based assets falls under only cyber security. Okay. I think it is now clear what is the difference between information security and cyber security. Thank you.